Developer financed infrastructure. What is it and how does it affect your life? Because infrastructure improvements are so expensive, the county often relies on agreements with local developers to make upgrades to infrastructure as development occurs, whether that's commercial or residential. When a proposed development is approved, that agreement will have stipulations about upgrading existing traffic infrastructure, water and sewer infrastructure, and other things that are needed. Originally approved in August 2022 was the concept site plan for FDR Apartments, which included the apartment building you see behind me and several townhomes. This is planned for the corner of FDR Boulevard and Maryland Route 4. The view behind me is what it would look like if you were standing across the street on the corner where Harris Teeter is located. This is the overhead view of the development. If you're driving on Route 4 and you're approaching FDR Boulevard and want to make a right turn, sometimes the traffic is stacked and you have to wait. The developer for this project, FDR Development LLC, has agreed to put a dedicated right turn lane in to make traffic flow easier. But this development was originally approved in August of 2022 and since then has been granted two extensions, meaning that they have until next July of 2026 to begin construction. In the meantime, residents trying to use this intersection have to deal with the delays. This is the intersection of Willows Road and Maryland Route 5 in Lexington Park. And along Willows Road are many housing developments, apartment and townhome communities, as well as some commercial development. Plenty of traffic flows through this area every day, and it can take quite some time to turn off of Willows Road onto MD5. There are plans to build a community called the Meadows Townhomes on around 30 acres about a quarter-mile north on Willows Road from that intersection. The traffic report for this project notes that impacts will be felt for those motorists who are trying to turn off of Willows Road and onto Route 5, and the delays that are already existing will be exacerbated. Traffic report notes that there is a need to signalize the intersection of Willows Road and Maryland Route 5. The county has been collecting payments from other developments that have happened in the area over the past 20 years and pooling this money to ultimately pay for the cost of this signal. With 162 lots, the Meadows Townhomes will pay about $23,000. The amount of $142.67 per lot came from this letter, which is dated July 3rd, 2006. The letter is a justification for the per lot rate being used for Pembroke subdivision phases 2 through 5, and it says that that per lot fee is acceptable because neighboring communities Hunting Creek and Ranieri Run also use the same rate. State Highway Administration sent a letter to Land Use and Growth Management in January 2025 saying that they believed that the per lot rate was too low and should be updated to a more current number. The estimated cost of the signal from that 2006 letter was $100,000. Updating that number for inflation over the last 20 years brings the cost up to $160,000. If the county continues to accept the per lot rate of $142.67, an additional 470 homes would still need to be built before the inflated cost of the signal could be covered. That's even after the Meadows Townhomes development is completed. Adjusting the per lot rate of $142.67 for inflation would bring that number to $228.62. That would increase the contribution from the Meadows Townhomes community from $23,000 to $37,000. It also means that rather than waiting for 470 new homes to be built, that number would only need to be about 230 in order to collect enough of a fee to cover the cost of the signal. These two examples illustrate how beholden the county is to developers in order to secure upgrades to infrastructure that are needed to serve the residents. Maybe it's unrealistic to expect the county to pay for all of the infrastructure upgrades that are needed, because then that would mean our taxes would have to go up significantly. But it's not unrealistic to expect that the county update its numbers so that developers are paying their fair share to mitigate impacts they're causing. And maybe we should also look at how long we're letting developers delay their projects, because it also means delaying things like the right turn lane at FDR and Route 4. Thanks for watching, and please visit informedstmarys.com for more local news. While you're there, consider clicking on donate and helping me reach more people.